A 13-year-old boy went to a brothel for the first time to spend money, just took the gold brick and slapped it to death, the lady who came up to paste it. But this time not only failed to shoot her to death, it made her even more excited. Little brother used to like this bite. It turns out that I received the Shushan Nishan, said that there is a lady who can eat people in the brothel in order not to let him continue to harm the common people. I risked being eaten and wiped clean by him, came to this place that even the gods are intimidated. But despite this, I was still pushing open the door, politely introduced himself. But I heard a sweet laughter from the back room. The slave family heard and spread the word. Xiao Si said, "The son wants to take advantage of the time when the slave's family travels unguarded. Make the slave look good." I originally thought that the son was in a hurry, the lord who loves to bully others. I didn't expect to see the slave family yet. Just say hello politely. Then he got out of bed. The slave's name is a blush. "Hello, wake up." I'm a little embarrassed to praise him for his nice name. He laughed even closer to me. As soon as I reacted, "He has been attached to my arms. Is this your first time in a place like this?" I nodded my head stupidly, but it also made him more excited. When I found out that I was only 17 years old, and he became incredibly enthusiastic. He said he would teach me how to be an adult, and I'm starting to feel really confident about myself. I said, "I have seen the means of adults long ago. Just so, blush and hair." Then my sister will show you a little different classical Chinese. I ducked aside and told him again and again. If I have any inexperience, please take care of the girl. He turned his head away in displeasure. Say I'm really not funny. And he takes the glass and he pours the glass. He also promised that he would let me experience the joy of ascension later. I was instantly intrigued when I heard this, and I told him this before I started. It's absolutely impossible for me to ascend. And then I had a change. I can guarantee that Red Girl will ascend to heaven. This sentence also made Xiaohong a little at a loss. He looked me up and down. You should be so confident in yourself. I'd pat my chest to make sure it's okay. Although some places are insufficient. But I can make up for it with props. Xiaohong was taken aback by my words, because props are unheard of. After some mental struggle, he is still determined to fight me. Then he threw himself into my arms. Let me show him the props. In his puzzled eyes, I'm looking for stumbling back and forth in my crotch. Finally, he took out a piece of gold brick printed with virtue, and I slapped it on the table. Ask him if he's ready. Xiaohong also saw the virtue to convince people above. He was ashamed, pointing at the gold bricks on the table and saying I'm a pervert. He also said that he did not do this business, so you can't accept my props. He was embarrassed to say that it didn't work at all. I suddenly pointed out the window and said there was Ultraman there. Then he grabbed the gold brick and slapped it at his head. A muffled bang came from his skull. Clumps of green breath wafted out of his head. That's when he finally realized that I had been lying to him. He was furious. You don't plan to continue playing house with me. It directly turned into a giant spider 2 meters tall and made a big promise to reincarnate me. And I didn't care. Also picked up the crotch. And then it looks harmless to humans and animals. This is really my first time here to exorcise demons. And you said you could let me use the props at will? Who knew I heard the word props? He got even angrier. He actually started to tear my mouth directly. Finally, can't help but do it. Have you ever heard of the name of the Shushan Sword Immortal? Just put his name on it. The saved peerless demon turned and fled. Just because of the mountains where I am, It is the Shushan mountain carried by the demons under the sky. However, in order to successfully escape, he threw a giant spider web at me, trying to trap me in this way. But I just smile. You underestimate my Shushan Taoist priest too much. Saying that, I threw out a small golden sword. Next moment, the golden sword pierced through the spider spirit's chest. The huge body also fell towards the ground, directly smashed through the disciple of the brothel, and under him, countless cries. This also made the surrounding guests scream. But there are also brave people who recognize. This body in front of you is actually the #1 card here. At this moment, a golden man emerged from the spider's body. It's the spider spirit I just killed. But he didn't wait for him to be glad he got it. Just hear my demonic voice. Why did it take so long to come up? I've been waiting for you here for a long time. Spider Delicate feels that her life is really bad. I actually ran into Lao Liu, saying that I have absorbed his soul. I have too. It feels so good. But this is the first time to fight against a big demon of the same realm. It's really hard to top. If I didn't have the photo demon treasure brick, I really can't kill him so quickly. So I look forward to it even more. What treasure can the White Tower open this time? Then I turned all my power around. Next is my favorite part of the lottery. The next moment, I appeared in the divine soul space. Come to the White Tower. And I strode inside. It's not like the space outside. There are white iron cages here. Soon after, I came to the place where the spider spirit was held. At the same time, I look forward to a one in my heart. Give me an awesome one. Then I kept clicking on the chain. Then I felt a hot fire. Wrap the spider essence. After waiting for 2.5 minutes, a golden ball flew into my hand. Wait for the golden light to dissipate. It's a ball of hemp rope. But soon, I thought of his world rope lock, demon rope. Just push the aura. It can automatically bind the enemy. Not only can it block the enemy's combat effectiveness, it can also continue to destroy his psychological defenses. That is, the user will be infected with a hobby called Asan. What the hell? But soon I stopped thinking about it. With this thing, catching demons in the future will not be simple. Suddenly I heard something outside my body. After I returned to my original body, I saw 1,000 paper cranes is repeating the content of the letter from the teacher. All in all, it's very urgent. Want me to hurry back to the sect? But I realized it wasn't easy. Because my waste master is nothing but playful. But I won't have time to write so many words at all. Could it be that that guy really has something important to do? So in order to hurry back to the sect, I even turned down my victory party. But just beat when I hurried to the master's room. But I saw him looking at me drunk. Who are you? I grew up in the world of immortality, but obsessed with all kinds of magic tools, although I have a good cultivation talent. But I never practiced, just because there is a pagoda where any wish can be fulfilled. Just put the spirit of the monster in it. I'll get a chance to open the blind box. At first, I only dared to go to some wild hills, look for those lantern pavilions that are useless. One could even say, even an ordinary mortal can subdue him. But the reward in exchange is only one of the most ordinary gas bomb. After that, and then I went back to the scary, defensive gold pick. In exchange for, it's my current favorite baby photo demon treasure brick. But by just killing a big demon, now I'm a qualified Shushan Taoist priest. back to now, because Master wrote a rare summoning letter. I hurried back to the familiar mountain gate. But it was terribly quiet outside the hall. Although I went in, but I still haven't seen a single person's shadow. It also makes me a little nervous. Did something really happen? Therefore, in order to comply with the seriousness of the conference, I even started to organize my grooming. When you're sure there's nothing missing. And I opened the door, and I walked in, the scene in front of you, but I don't know what to say. And my master finally woke up. He still said that it was already morning. Suddenly, he noticed someone standing at the door. Quizzically, he asked me why I was here. I was speechless to tell him. It was you who made me rush back in a hurry. He rubbed his aching head. Then suddenly remembered. I did ask me to come. Subsequently, he directly told me about the meeting of the head of the sect yesterday. They said they were preparing for the once-in-a-decade Shushan Summit. It's the one participated by the disciples of Mount Everest, the one who chooses the chief disciple. However, that old thing Wang Zhongling made him very unhappy. That guy actually said. Shushan chief disciple position. It must be in his sword bag. Speaking of which, Master couldn't help but take a bite of the old boy. Really think of the 36 peaks of Shu Mountain. Save him Eugene Peak's best messenger. Then the teacher quarreled with him. I also called by the way. If he met Feng's disciple and won the chief, I will put Huangling blood, jade to him, but if I meet Feng's disciples and can win the position of chief, he gave me the position of the first seed of Mount Everest. The reason why I came to you. Actually, I just wanted to ask you, who is better to participate in our silver Jianfeng? And I pointed at myself in confusion. Master, I seem to be the only disciple in our silver Jianfeng. Emperor Feng suddenly clapped her palm and decided. Then he looked at me with very relieved eyes. Can you take the initiative to call a doctor? I am very happy for the teacher. After hearing this, I just feel like eating shit. I am a mere 3 Jin dynasty early days. How can he compete with those monsters of the 4 or 5 classics? Master, for a bet. You actually lied to me again, this innocent little boy. Go to the gift of life and death. And just an awe-inspiring expression. It's all for my own good. Hear his deception. I just feel my brain buzzing. Master, do you know, there are nearly 100 disciples of Yu Jianfeng. Among them, there are many famous Golden Core realms. As for your most beloved disciple, I just broke through the Magic Doctor realm a few days ago. At the same time, it is secretly reconsidered in the bottom of my heart. What kind of bad luck did I have? The Blessed One needs to know. The chief disciple is the responsibility of every generation of Shushan's facade. The intensity of competition goes without saying. The first one on Mount Everest is the most prestigious among the 36 masters. The most powerful person. When the 4 Genshin elders cannot become the headmaster. The first Mount Everest, the first candidate to be the next head teacher. But Master wants me to be such a weak and lonely seedling. Go compete with them. But if you think of his 3-minute fever head, it seems to make sense for me to run in the election. Suddenly, he patted me hard on the shoulder to reassure me not to worry. The big money is still half a year away. Just take a souvenir and come back. Wait for the teacher to become an Everest handmaid, then whatever you want. I will try my best to give it to you, but very quickly. And he noticed that I wasn't really listening. And she stared straight at his chest. And he was furious. Asked me if my skin itches. I was so scared that I quickly admitted my mistake. I'm just worried about losing your Fengming blood jade. This kind of questioning is just if it fails. I hope Master will not blame. Hear my explanation. Master is also relieved. It turned out to be looking at jaded, although I don't force you to do anything. But if you take it seriously, after all, being chief will help you too. At that time, a lot of preferential treatment for our teachers and apprentices. 37 minutes, and even feel such an arrangement. Simply wow. And they settled it unilaterally. Even I have been far away. You can hear his excited laughter.